The average retired individual is making $4,565 pre-tax money a month. Okay, pre-tax money a month. Their average expenses was $4,200 a month. Average expenses broke out to housing, transportation, health, and food. Housing being number one, health being number two, food being number three, transportation being number four. And when I was looking at that, and while I was on Fox and Friends here just a few weeks ago, I was like, wow, that's no money. Like, okay, you got a $200 and some change as a cushion. What if life happens? That's no money. At 60, 65 years old, you done worked all this time and all you got is enough to live? You don't have enough to joy? You done put in work building somebody else's company. You done put in work and work like a Hebrew slave and all you got is a little bit of money to enjoy? When they're saying that the average 60, 65-year-old is going to retire with about $80,000 to $90,000 in their investment accounts. That's sad. But here's the true sad part that some people are not going to like. We were not being strategic when we were young, and we didn't maximize our youthfulness, our youngness. Is that even a word? like we didn't maximize that season. So for me, while I was there, man, I spent some practical time on, okay, cool, great. What can I do to get more money in my pocket? And then two, what can I do to get more money in my team's pocket? I don't want to be the only person in my company. And sometimes it bothers me. I'm not knocking no one else. But when the owner is coming out with everything that he loves, and of course, the teammates will never make as much money as the owner of the company because they didn't put in half of the work as the owner, right? They didn't stress. They didn't lose alone nights. And every CEO that I've talked to have had to come out of their pocket personally to cover payroll sometimes. And their team members didn't even know. So I agree with that. But at the same time, while they won't make as much money as me, I want them to make a lot of money to where they can enjoy their life and do what they want to do. But I got to put the plan together. I got to give them something to do that benefits the company more to make more income. But then in return, because the company's making more income, so are you. So pretty much my strategy is everyone on my team gets a portion of the company's success on top of their payroll. So Michelle, she gets a portion of the success of the show. CJ and Alex get a portion of the success of one of our programs. Like, my strategy is, how can I help people? I want everyone on my team to get to six figures. I got two of my team members right now making well over six figures. I'm trying to get everybody over six figures. And as the company grows, I would love to get some of my team members into seven figures. I got to get CJ there first. He's been with me since I was a little kid. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I wrote down goals on how do I do that. Watch this. That impacts the company in a great way. Doesn't take away from the authentic side of who we are. But they can benefit. Here's number two we can get from today's show. What goals are you working on? What is your strategy of what you're working on? Or what are some of your aspirations? I told y'all, hopefully I inspired you to think big. Because let me say this too. Boy, we may go on time on this one. This is good. This is good. This is my first time recording since I got back. So y'all got time today. Stop praying for a house. Stop praying for a car. Stop praying for like, oh my God, I just pray that you let them approve my house. Man, where's your faith at? I was praying while I was on away. I said, God, by 45, I want my company making 20 million plus a year. That's a stretch. Whoo-wee. No, I didn't say, God, God just, we made X amount last year. God just let us make that again. No. I said, God, I want to make $20 million. I want $20 million. By the time I'm turning 45, I want at least 2 millionaires on my team and everybody making 6 figures on the court. Plus. That's a stretch. I need God for that to happen. Can I say this? Some of y'all gonna read this wrong. Some of y'all gonna get upset with me when I say this, but I don't care. I don't need God to get a house. I need a budget. God gave me the money. I'm giving him back his 10%. So the 90% that I'm stewarding, I can get a house. I don't need God for that. He gave me the resources. He said, here you go. Now steward the 90% well. If you're praying for a house, that means that you're above your means. That's what it is. I've never prayed and said, God, I hope I get approved for this house. Because I already know my money's right. I ain't got no debt. I'm going to get approved. If you're going to prayer and say, God, please, God, please, God, please, God, please, God, please. God, I know I don't make enough money to buy this house, but God, please let them approve me for the house. What the heck? I'm about to say something else. I'm talking about God. God, please, I know, God, you know the Bentley, you know the BMW, God, you know the Mercedes, you know that's my dream car, God. Please let them approve me. Please let me approve. Man, I've never, ever. I'm lying. Rewind. I have prayed. I remember when I first moved to Jacksonville, Florida, and I prayed that they'll approve me for this apartment complex. You know why I prayed that prayer? It's because I was only making $38,000 as a youth pastor. $38,000 as a youth pastor was only $942 every 2 weeks. How much was my rent? $850. I couldn't afford that apartment. I was praying and asking God to put me into something that I could not afford with the resources that he gave me. Now, I could have afforded the apartment down the street that was only $500 a month. That was only $400. I think it was like $470 a month at that time. This is back in like 2003 when rent was crazy cheap. You know what I'm saying? But I was praying, God, please, God, please. And one thing that I was challenged while I was on my break is stop praying and asking God for the things that you already could do because he already gave you the provision to make it happen. Start praying and asking God for the things that only he can do. Only he can do. I am going to need God for this company to making $20 million. I am going to need God to position this company to help other wealthy people. I am going to need God to impact the world with the network. But I don't need God. No, let me play this. I need God for everything in my life. Because some of y'all going to be in my comments, no, you need God. You need God. Oh, that's just blasphemy. No. I need God for everything in my life. But I'm not saying, God, please get me to a house I can't afford. I'm saying, God, give me this so I could be a blessing. And when y'all hear me say the Bentley, and some people may comment about that. When y'all hear me say $50,000 a month is what I need. Hey, listen, that's just my aspirations. That's just my goals. That's what I want to do down the road. I'm not there today. No. But down the road, I want to be in position to where I can really enjoy my family as a black man. I want to be in position to where as soon as my child is born, I'm starting my legacy there with wealth, with information, with the presence of being in my child's life. When I get married, I want to start the marriage off in a healthy way. I want to be there with my wife. I want to get so deep with each other because of my presence. That's what I aspire to be. So I want to make sure that money is not that problem.